not giving up on my marriage to Ridge. I am not going to let one drunken night ruin what I have with my husband.
Well, with the way they cut that scene, that sounds like famous last words to me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another bold and a beautiful review. What were your thoughts on how they cut this scene with Brooke declaring that she wasn't going to let one drunken night ruin her marriage, with her voice overlaid shots of Ridge gazing at Taylor? Drop them in the comments and tell me your thoughts. We'll definitely discuss this a little bit more later in the video. But we open up with Brooke telling Hope that Ridge isn't returning any of her calls. Hope says maybe you should email him. I don't know where that came from. But Brooke says he doesn't even want to talk to me. So Hope wants to know if this is what Brooke really wants. Does she really want to make the marriage work with Ridge? I'm thinking Hope should tell her maybe it's time to let this go, because this back and forth is about to start up all over again. But she says, if this is what you want, I will support you. And then she leaves. Brooks wants to know where she's going. She says she's going to the only person that can make this right. For some reason, Hope has it in her head that Deacon can make this right. I'm like, how? I don't think that's going to help. And Deacon feels the same way. But Hope tells him that she thinks if she goes to Ridge and explains what happens, and Ridge sees that he doesn't want Brooke, then he'll understand and everything will be better. I don't think that's such a great idea, Hope. And we all know, and you know too, that Deacon does want Brooke. But he may do it just to score points. Meanwhile, over at the Cliff House, Steffi and Thomas are pouring it on pretty thick to Ridge, telling him how proud they are of him about choosing himself and coming home to them. And that Thomas says that he shouldn't have to put up with all the abuse. I was like, okay, you're stretching a little bit. But all the abuse he's taken from Brooke over the years. Taylor tells him to kind of calm down and think about his feelings since he is ending his relationship with Brooke. Thomas says he understands that, and he understands the attraction that Ridge has had to Brooke all of these years. But again, he shouldn't have to accept the disrespect and abuse. And he sees how he looks at his mother. Now, I thought he was going to say with love in your eyes or passion or something, but he says, I see the respect and admiration that you have for our mom. I was like, okay. Ridge doesn't really say much of anything throughout this whole conversation. He's pretty much just sitting there looking, taking it all in. The kids leave to give him and Taylor a chance to talk. He tells her he doesn't understand why Brooke threw it all away. She lets him know that she sees his pain when he talks about Brooke.
I hear the pain in your voice. You're mourning your marriage. Okay, Ridge, I don't expect you to stifle your feelings. I don't expect anything from you, really, just...
So yeah, she's basically letting him off the hook for any kind of commitment right now. She's saying she's happy for him just to be there with her, to see where things goes. She loves being in his arms, and she goes, kissing those lips. Said all the ladies were really just hot. We're gonna get to Paris and Carter later, but all the ladies are just really hot for these men today. And she declares her loyalty to Ridge and says that he doesn't have to worry about her betraying him. And I'm like, Taylor, don't you want the same? Shouldn't you be worried about if Ridge is going to betray you? Same thing with Brooke. All of these ladies, they just, oh my gosh, it's frustrating how they just accept anything from these men on this show. This storyline is ridiculous. Next, we have Paris still trying to convince Carter to give them a chance, and that she knows he feels the same way about her that she feels about him. Carter's saying no, and that you should definitely go back to Zende because he can give you prestige. And he tells her that he has never been able to make a relationship work, which, yeah, we have seen that. He's gone through them, he falls fast, and then they fizzle out. Paris says, maybe you just haven't met the right woman. So your sister wasn't the right woman. I mean, Like, this storyline is ridiculous that she's basically dogging her sister out because she wants her sister's ex. But anyway, there's a lot of no on the part of Carter. Then they finally kiss and they start getting hot and heavy. You can tell that they're definitely going to take it to the next level.
Oh, hello, Tridge. I heard. Destiny, it's not what it's cracked up to be. Is it?
So then we get to the big showdown between Sheila and Brooke. Sheila could not wait to get over there to gloat. She let Brooke know that you were so happy to tell me that I wasn't going to be able to see my son or grandson when I loved them with all my heart. And you thought I wasn't going to get to see my family, but you're losing a loved one. But Sheila, you still aren't able to see Finn and Hayes. So all this you're doing for Taylor hasn't paid off for you yet. But she continues to taunt Brooke about getting drunk and cheating on Ridge, saying that Taylor would never do something like that. Brooke starts explaining to herself to Sheila. I'm like, why are you explaining yourself to Sheila? Saying that she's not a drinker, she doesn't know what happened.
I was gone for one night, and you're making out with Deacon. Can you even imagine Taylor doing something like that? No, I only cheat on my husband when I'm drunk.
I mean, the way she is laying it on at this point is almost cruel, considering that she was the one to switch to champagne. It's definitely giving sociopathic vibes, which we always knew that Sheila has not healed. She's still a sociopath. And I have no clue why Brooke is trying to reason with her. But that was it for today, guys. I don't know if y'all saw the preview, but it looks like, just like I said, Sheila is so ready to gloat about this. She's going to let the cat out of the bag to Thomas. Now comes the question of what is he going to do? Because, you know, he's gone both ways. Sometimes he'll hold a secret. Sometimes he will tell. But with his father's relationship with Taylor on the line, I'm thinking that he's going to keep his mouth shut. So drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on today's show. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.